Yep, I am here with Flying Jimmy Elvis, who you just saw jump a limo over a motorhome, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. We are all about daredevils this week. How did you get involved in becoming a daredevil?
Well, I've actually been a little crazy my whole life. I mean, I did my first jump at 12 years old. I jumped a car over a creek with about 12 kids in the neighborhood watching. About 6 years ago, I got my shot on Spike TV, a reality program called Carpocalypse, where 5 drivers from the north versus 5 from the south, and it was extreme racing. And I traveled with the show, and it just evolved. They wanted me to do a stunt, and now I'm up to 41.
And you were telling me in our green room that you watched Evel Knievel at the Erie County Fair jump 4 buses, and you looked to your brother and cousins and you said you wanted that to be you. And did it work out?
32 years later, so never give up your dreams. I seen Evel Knievel, I seen the Hell Drivers, the Chitwoods, and I just want to bring back that thrill show of the 70s and 80s, you know, that you don't see today.
And we just saw your limo jump across a motorhome. How did you come up with that?
Well, actually, I got a sponsor in Florida that gives me cars, which basically you couldn't do this without sponsors. And he had this limo, and he goes, I want you to jump this through the air. And I'm like, this thing is too nice. He goes, I want you to jump this. I got to get rid of it. And I drove that limo for like a week before I smashed it up on the street with the open exhaust all painted like that. You know, it's like a circus car coming down the road. But
and now another big thing you do, and I saw this on YouTube, and it was unbelievable, is car bowling.
Yeah, that's a new one. The guy that welds the cages in my cars came up with this stunt where they wanted me to jump and hit 6 vans lined up like bowling pins. It took me 5.5 hours to set that up and about 2 minutes to destroy it.
Now, do you get a test run, or is it just a one-shot deal?
That's it. That's the difference between a stuntman and a daredevil. A stuntman does the same stunts over and over again. A daredevil is basically, you know, no guts, no glory. You set it up, let's see how it's going to work, you know. People laugh because when I set the stunt up, I walk off my distance instead of using a tape measure, and I'm like, yeah, that's good enough, you know, but like I said, I wouldn't be able to do this without sponsors. Like up here, I got General Welding and Made in America store, and my company, I work for Pines. I mean, my boss is so nice to give me 5 weeks off a year to run and do this stuff up and down the coast.
That's excellent. Now, you're our daredevil expert for the day. So what do you think of all of this Nick Wallenda stuff?
You know, the people have walked across the wire before, and it takes a lot of guts to do it. You know, like me, I'd probably want to see him do it on a Harley, you know, drive across.
Well, that can be you. You can do the next step up.
Yeah, well, I'd be doing it fast, though. But
now, you have a pretty exciting event coming up.
Yes, on June 30th, at the end of the month, at Duntire Raceway Park, I have a show called Crash Mania, Extreme Demolition Racing. It's like full contact racing. I'm doing 2 stunts. One of them I'll be jumping through a camper fully engulfed in fire with a car. And the other one, I'm going to take a V-blade snowplow supplied by General Welding, and I'm going to split a limousine in half with it. And then I have a bunch of extreme races that are full 100% action entertainment.
I feel like all the limousine drivers out there should be worried about you.
Well, we're just basically, like when I do my stunts, I leave the airbags in the cars because I like to see if they work. And
all right.
Pretty much they do. They usually go off when I hit the ramp, or, you know, I'm usually sitting back far enough, but I just, you know, just like a research and development, you know.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
And now we're going to head over to the kitchen where Chef Tom and Amelia are cooking up something that smells absolutely delicious.